Hello, and welcome to my channel. Relax, and get ready to listen to today's story.
The sun hung low in the sky as Alessia's plane descended towards Rome. Her heart fluttered with a mix of excitement and apprehension as she peered out of the window, catching a glimpse of the sprawling city below. This was the start of a new chapter in her life, a chance to immerse herself in the rich history and vibrant culture that Rome had to offer. Stepping off the plane, Alessia was greeted by a rush of warm air, carrying with it the scent of freshly baked bread and aromatic espresso. She couldn't help but smile as she made her way through the bustling airport, her suitcase rolling behind her. The anticipation of what lay ahead filled her every step. After a short taxi ride, Alessia arrived at her new apartment in the heart of Rome. As she stepped through the door, she was immediately struck by the charm and character of the space. The walls were adorned with vintage photographs and shelves lined with well-worn books. The sunlight streamed through the windows, casting a warm glow on the wooden floors. Taking a moment to settle in, Alessia unpacked her belongings and marveled at the view from her balcony. The sounds of car horns and distant chatter filled the air, reminding her that she was now a part of this vibrant city. She couldn't wait to explore every nook and cranny, to soak up the sights and sounds that made Rome so unique. Alessia woke up early the next morning, eager to begin her exploration of Rome. She had always been fascinated by history, and there was no better place to start than the iconic Colosseum. With a map in hand, she made her way through the winding streets, her excitement growing with each step. As she approached the massive structure, Alessia couldn't help but be in awe of its grandeur. The Colosseum stood tall and proud, a testament to the power and ingenuity of ancient Rome. She joined a guided tour, hoping to learn more about its rich history. The guide's voice was filled with passion as he shared stories of gladiators, emperors, and the thousands of spectators who once filled the amphitheater. Alessia hung on to every word, her imagination whisking her away to a time long ago. She could almost hear the roar of the crowd and the clash of swords as the guide described the gladiator fights that took place within these very walls. Alessia imagined herself standing among the spectators, feeling a mix of excitement and trepidation as she watched these brave warriors battle for their lives. Please support my channel by liking and subscribing. As the guided tour came to an end, Alessia couldn't tear herself away from the Colosseum. She decided to explore the vast structure on her own, her footsteps echoing through the ancient corridors. With each step, Alessia's mind conjured images of gladiators clad in armor, their faces etched with determination. She could almost feel the adrenaline coursing through their veins as they faced off against one another in a battle for survival. Alessia stopped in front of a worn stone wall, her fingertips tracing the grooves left by countless weapons. She closed her eyes, imagining the cheers and jeers of the crowd as she pictured herself in the shoes of these brave warriors. The stories of bravery and resilience captivated her, reminding her of the strength that lay within each person. As she walked through the Colosseum, Alessia couldn't help but feel a deep appreciation for the Roman people and their ability to overcome adversity. After spending hours exploring the Colosseum, Alessia decided to make her way to the iconic Trevi Fountain. She had seen countless pictures of its grandeur, but nothing could prepare her for the sight that awaited her. As she approached the fountain, Alessia was struck by its sheer beauty. The water cascaded down in a mesmerizing display, reflecting the sunlight and creating a symphony of colors. People from all walks of life gathered around, tossing coins into the fountain in hopes of good luck. Alessia reached into her pocket and pulled out a coin, holding it tightly in her hand. With a deep breath, she closed her eyes and made a wish, then tossed the coin into the fountain. As she opened her eyes, she noticed a fellow tourist standing beside her, a smile playing on his lips. "Did you make a wish too?" he asked, his voice filled with curiosity. Alessia nodded, a smile spreading across her face. "Yes, I did. It's my first time in Rome, and I'm hoping for an unforgettable experience." The stranger chuckled, his eyes twinkling with amusement. "I think you've come to the right place. Rome has a way of leaving a lasting impression on those who visit." Alessia and the stranger struck up a conversation, their excitement for exploring Rome creating an instant connection. They shared stories of their travels and exchanged recommendations for hidden gems to visit. As they stood by the edge of the fountain, Alessia couldn't help but be captivated by the intricate sculptures that adorned its facade. Each figure seemed to come to life, telling a story of love, triumph, and adventure. She marveled at the skill and artistry that went into creating such a masterpiece. "The power of art is truly incredible," Alessia mused, her gaze fixed on the sculptures. "It has the ability to transcend time and connect people across generations." The stranger nodded in agreement, his eyes filled with a sense of wonder. "It's amazing to think that these sculptures have been standing here for centuries, captivating the hearts of all who see them. They remind us of the beauty and resilience of the human spirit." Alessia couldn't help but feel a sense of gratitude for being able to witness such beauty. She knew that this moment would stay with her forever, a reminder of the magic that could be found in the most unexpected places. Inspired by her encounter at Trevi Fountain, Alessia embarked on a mission to discover Rome's hidden gems. Armed with a map and a sense of adventure, she set off down the winding streets, eager to uncover the city's secrets. As she wandered through the cobblestone alleys, Alessia stumbled upon a secluded garden tucked away behind a historic building. The sound of chirping birds and the scent of blooming flowers filled the air, offering a respite from the hustle and bustle of the city. Alessia found solace amidst nature's beauty, taking a moment to sit on a weathered bench and soak in her surroundings. The sunlight filtered through the leaves, casting dappled shadows on the ground. She closed her eyes, allowing herself to be enveloped by the tranquility of the garden. In that moment, Alessia realized that sometimes the most extraordinary discoveries were found in the most unexpected places. She vowed to continue exploring Rome with an open heart and an open mind, knowing that there were countless hidden gems waiting to be uncovered. One sunny afternoon, Alessia found herself at a charming cafe nestled in a quiet corner of Rome. The scent of freshly brewed coffee wafted through the air as she took a seat at an outdoor table, watching as locals went about their daily routines. As she sipped her espresso, Alessia struck up conversations with the people around her. She listened intently as they shared stories of their favorite spots in the city, their eyes lighting up with excitement. One woman told Alessia about a small bookstore tucked away in a narrow alley, filled with rare and antique books. Another man spoke passionately about a hidden trattoria that served the most delicious homemade pasta. Each person had their own unique perspective on Rome, their stories painting a vivid picture of the city's past and present. Alessia realized that these personal connections were just as valuable as visiting famous landmarks. Through these conversations, she gained a deeper understanding of Rome and its people. She felt a sense of belonging, knowing that she was now a part of this vibrant tapestry of stories and experiences. One sunny morning, Alessia decided to climb the Spanish Steps, eager to soak in the panoramic view of Rome from the top. As she made her way up, her eyes were drawn to an artist sitting on one of the steps, sketching the bustling scene before him. Intrigued by his work, Alessia approached the artist and struck up a conversation. They discussed the historical significance of the Spanish Steps and how they had been a source of inspiration for countless artists over the years. The Spanish Steps have always been a gathering place for artists and dreamers, the artist explained, his voice filled with reverence. They have witnessed countless stories unfold, each step telling a different tale. Alessia marveled at the artist's dedication and passion for capturing the essence of Rome through his sketches. She realized that art had a way of immortalizing moments, allowing them to live on long after they had passed. As she stood at the top of the Spanish Steps, overlooking the city she had come to love, Alessia felt a surge of inspiration. She knew that she, too, had a role to play in preserving Rome's cultural heritage, whether it be through her own art or by sharing the stories she had gathered along her journey. Through her exploration of Rome, Alessia began to understand her own passion for preserving historical landmarks. She had always been captivated by the stories that these ancient structures held, and now she felt a deep sense of responsibility to ensure that they would be cherished for generations to come. Alessia visited museums and libraries, immersing herself in the history and art that surrounded her. She listened to lectures and attended workshops, eager to learn as much as she could about preservation and restoration. As she delved deeper into her studies, Alessia realized that her journey in Rome was not just about discovering the city's past, but also about shaping its future. She contemplated the importance of leaving a lasting legacy, knowing that she had the power to make a difference. With each passing day, Alessia's determination grew stronger. She vowed to dedicate her life to preserving historical landmarks, ensuring that future generations would have the opportunity to experience the magic of Rome for themselves. As autumn painted the streets of Rome with hues of gold and crimson, Alessia's time in the city drew to a close. She found herself walking through the familiar cobblestone alleys one last time, her heart heavy with both sadness and gratitude. She stopped at Trevi Fountain, the place where her journey had begun. The water sparkled under the moonlight, casting an ethereal glow on the surrounding sculptures. Alessia took a moment to reflect on the transformative power of her time in Rome. She thought back to the stories of gladiators, the conversations with locals, and the hidden gems she had discovered. Each experience had left an indelible mark on her soul, shaping her into the person she had become. As she tossed one final coin into the fountain, Alessia whispered a silent farewell. She knew that this was not the end of her journey, but merely the beginning of a lifelong love affair with Rome. With a smile on her face and a heart full of memories, Alessia boarded her plane, knowing that she would return to Rome one day. She left with a newfound appreciation for the city's history and culture, eager to continue exploring and discovering in the future. And as the plane soared through the sky, carrying Alessia away from Rome, she couldn't help but feel a sense of gratitude for the transformative power of travel. It had opened her eyes to new possibilities, broadened her horizons, and forever changed the course of her life.